Guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, March 31st. It is 6:18 right now. We've got market opening up in about 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. Get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, link is sent out. We are ready to go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. One down to the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. Down to the 5 minute. Volatility is actually really low right now, it looks like. And down to the 1 minute here. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, March 31st. It is 6:22 right now. We have market opening up in about 8 minutes. I marked up liquidity for you guys here. Closest level of liquidity below is at 41,523. Closest level of liquidity above is at 41,614. So we got liquidity sitting up here, liquidity sitting down below. As you guys can see from the current market conditions, we don't really have much movement. Price has been ranging since we'll say about 2 o'clock this morning. So right into the London session, price has kind of just been ranging sideways. With that said, if you look over here, and I'll mark this up real quick. This looks like the consolidation zone right here. Doesn't necessarily mean this will continue to consolidate for the next, market open or so, but this is kind of where price has been consolidating for for the session today. So we'll see what happens here when the market opens up. Obviously, we're going to wait for market here to kind of decide which direction it wants to push price, and then we'll go from there. But this is kind of what's been happening for the past, say, 4 hours now. ATR is currently 11 right now, so it's not super low, but it is low nonetheless. Yeah, we got the ATR right here currently at 11.2. So we're gonna wait for this to kind of pick up a little higher, closer to 30, 25, 30, somewhere around there. That's like the average. Anything below, anything above is out of the norm. So, all right, let's see who's here so far. Morning, Steven, morning, Christian, morning, Lila, morning, guys. I'm going to go over here and take a look at the overall trend. So looking over here at the higher time frames, the 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, 30-minute time frame are all bearish. You can see price here is below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. This indicates that on the higher time frames, price looks like it may be coming down. Looking over here on the higher time frames, the lower time frames, 10-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute time frame. Also here, price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down. So overall over here, it looks like price is in a bearish trend overall. So with that said, we might be looking for some sells today if we want to follow the trend. We don't necessarily have to follow the trend, but this will be our confluence and bias with regard to overall trend, since everything here is bearish. Other than that, let's go back to the market profile. So looking over here at the market profile on the 1 minute, we currently have a rejection right here off the value low. So if this is the case, price looks like it may push up a little bit. So we may look for price to push up, bounce off here, come back here, come back down, and continue right back to the downside. So we got a couple different scenarios here playing out on the 1 minute. Looking over here on the 30-minute, price has been consolidating again since about yesterday market open. So you can see over here from Sunday up until today, price has not really done much, gone sideways. The current market profile here for the 30-minute is pretty much neutral. You can see there's no rejections, or there's technically one rejection right here off the bottom end. So we have one rejection right here off the value low, but price is coming back down lower. So what might happen here is we might have to wait until about 7 o'clock for entry. We'll kind of see and play by ear when market gets closer to that point. But looking at this point so far, there's just not very many confluences. There's a bottom rejection right here, as well as there is on the 1 minute. So maybe we may be looking for some temporary buys. But at this moment right now, we can't really say because the market hasn't really gone anywhere. Looking over here on the 1 hour, we have the same thing here. No rejections on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour market profile, we don't have any rejections on the top end or on the bottom end. So we don't really have any confluences here at all. Again, this is going to change once we get closer to 7 o'clock because this will open up for a new 1 hour candle. So we'll be taking a look at this as, as we get closer to that point. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's one rejection off the bottom end, off the value low, kind of similar to the 1 minute market profile. So that's kind of pushing price to the upside. Looking over here on the clean chart, we have one rejection off the bottom end as well. So there are rejections on both ends. So we don't really have much of a, one directional area to be looking right now. We'll be looking in both directions. Once we have some better confirmations, once market opens up in the next couple of minutes, we'll be able to, kind of see what happens here next. So we'll follow through. We'll let the market kind of stabilize a little bit once market opens up first, because the obvious reasons there's no direction right now. And then once we have that, we'll be able to choose a direction once market is kind of stabilized here. So here's the SR charts. I'm going down from the 4 hour down to the 1 hour. I'm just marking up zones here to see if there's any zones here that we might want to look out for. So I'm just looking for some bounce structure over here for the support and resistance. All right, so I've marked up the support and resistance for today. We have a couple bounce points here, as you guys can see. I'll come back and take a look at this a little later. Again, you can see over here that there's not very much movement. Price is kind of just going back and forth within this middle area. Let's take a look at the breakout for today. So we got everything here kind of marked up. Looking at market volatility, it's starting to pick up a little bit. You can see prices coming down to this lower range. One of these levels are probably going to get knocked out. Looking at the breakout for today, it's looking like a sell. So in the next, we'll say 15 seconds or so, if this candle doesn't close with any buy signal, then the breakout for today is going to be a sell. So if you guys are looking to take the breakout, you guys can take it. If you don't want to take it, if you don't feel comfortable taking it, then yeah, like with what RX said here, he said no direction. If you want to take it, I mean, feel free. It's going to be a sell. So we have a sell momentum signal right here. The breakout for today is going to be a sell for anybody who wants to take it. Again, you don't have to take this trade. I'm not taking the breakout. I'm just marking it up for the people who are taking it. I think the two main people who really are taking it are Steven, possibly Arik. I know there's other people in the background who are taking it, so it's marked up for you guys right there. So we got market opening up shortly. For the news today, we have Chicago PMI at 645 and Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index at 730. So 645 and 730, I will be marking that up over here. 645. And 730. All right, there we go. We got market opening in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is open. Breakout for today is a sell. If you guys want to wait for it to kind of push up a little bit and come down, you can do that. I'm not in this position, just marking it up for you guys. But you guys can see the huge manipulation right here. And this is why I typically don't like to take the breakout, especially on a Monday. So the volatility is now picked up. You can see the ATR below is currently at 11. It's now at 20. And we are going to follow this and see what happens next. So I'm going to see how the market reacts to this news here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the news regarding the tariffs. So on a Wednesday, Trump is supposed to, pretty much start implementing all these tariffs. I think the auto tariff is supposed to go active this Wednesday. So that's one of them. And a lot of other stuff after that. So again, I'm going to wait for the market here to stabilize a little bit before I start taking anything. Because this thing here is, obviously it's too big of a candle. Huge, huge wick here. Huge wick. Let's see how big this candle is. This candle is about a 85-point candle right there. It's still stuck within the range. You can see over here, price pretty much faked out. It pulled down below the range and then it came right back up. So I'm not really looking to take anything here yet at the moment. I'm waiting for the market here to stabilize a little bit. Once it stabilizes, I'll start looking for entries. So not really looking for anything here. Not quite. All right, so let's see what we got here. Hey, Maria, morning. Morning, Karen. Paul said, hey, Sean, life update for me. I'm taking an accounting class. We're going well, having a son due soon in August. Nice, congrats to you, Paul. And I started a new job in 2 weeks. Monday to Friday, overtime potential. Awesome, Paul. Good to hear that. Yeah, I have a daughter coming in July as well, so be close to your son's birth too. So big congrats to you. I'm sure you're pretty excited. It's coming quick. All right, so we got a bunch of big orders that came in over here right now. Looking over here at the time in sales, we had about 100 contracts come in at 631 at 41,575. We had some big contracts come in earlier too for a sell at 629 at 41,525. And I think that's it for right now. All right, so we got a big buy order that came in at 41,575, which is going to be somewhere 575. Yeah, right here. Big buy order came in right here, but you can see price is not really going anywhere, right? This pink box over here is acting like a bumper, so price is kind of pushing up, bouncing directly off it. And then same with the bottom side over here, price is pushing down. And then bouncing off here too. So let's just wait for a bit. There's nothing to take here anyway, so there's nothing that you guys really need to focus on. There's a whole bunch of red flags in this area, as you guys can see. We currently have the New York low and the Asia low right here. So this is kind of a time to just sit back and wait for the market here to stabilize and choose a direction. Once it chooses a direction, then we'll start looking for opportunities. But right now, we just don't have anything here to take. Prices just going back and forth between this area, right? I mentioned earlier, prices in this range, and it hasn't really broken out of it. So I drew this box here because price has been bouncing between this area since 2 o'clock this morning. What I'm looking for here, in order for me to start looking for trades, is I'm looking for price to break above here and continue climbing, or I'm looking for price to break below here and continue dropping, right? So we want price to break out of this middle area here. So until price breaks out of this area, I would kind of just sit tight and wait. I mean, possibly we might get some entries in between here. However, we do have news at 6:45, right? We have news right here. It's high impact news or medium impact. We have Chicago PMI. Chicago PMI is inflation news. So with that said, we're probably going to sit back and kind of just hang tight for a little bit. That's not a big deal because like I mentioned earlier, I'm probably going to wait until about 7 for entries anyways, because this candle here needs to close, right? We need the 30-minute candle here to close, give us opportunity for direction. However, we do have some direction here. So if we do get some sell entries, we might be okay because we have a rejection off the value high right here and a rejection off the point of control. So if we do get some sell entries, I mean, they'll be valid for the most part. So that's kind of what I'm going to be aiming for here. I'm going to be aiming for a possible sell, not really looking for a buy here because I don't really want to trade within the red flags. But if we do get a sell and price comes lower, I might look for that opportunity for a sell here. So we're really just looking for a sell signal to pop up. Once that sell signal pops up, we'll look for it to hopefully come a little lower down here, because I'm okay taking trades in this area, but I don't want to take any trades up here, right? Because we have all these red flags. So just be patient, guys. I mean, there's nothing here to take. As you guys know, Mondays and Fridays are typically the riskier days to trade for obvious reasons, right? Monday, people are re-entering the market from the weekend. Fridays, people are exiting the market from the weekend. And we'll kind of just wait for it here to play through. Hey, what's up, Sam? Morning. All right, price is pushing up right here. This is a possible MPSV2 if you guys are looking to take it. It's at a red flag, so obviously it's not one that I would personally take, nothing that I would recommend here. This is an MPSV2 that's currently set up, but like I said earlier, guys, it was currently at a red flag. It just hit TP right there. It's not going to count as a trade. I just want to mark it up so you guys can see for those of you who are following the entry. The reason why this here was an MPSV2 is because we had a buy signal here. Price retraced on this red candle, and then it confirmed right here on this green one. However, it is in this red flag area, so it's not one that I would personally be looking to take. So we got price climbing up right here. This is fine. If price decides to keep climbing up from this point, then we can possibly look for an A++ setup. We currently have an engulfing candle right here. We have price pushing up. So if this is the case and price continues to climb up from this area, then we may have a possible opportunity for an A++ if you guys are looking to take that. So looking at this here, I have the buyers in control from this candle. So from this point here at 629, price is pushed up. We had an engulfing candle. We had an MPSV2. So if you guys get a retracement and possible reversal pattern down here, this could be a possible entry for an A++. For those of you who are looking to take that A++ entry. I'll keep looking for it. There's nothing here for me to take right now. I'm only looking mainly for the MPSV2s. Also, I don't think there's very many confluences for a buy. There's a confluence right here on the 1 minute. That's one. There's no confluence here on the 30-minute from the bottom end. Ideally, I'm looking for confluences on the higher time frames, of course, right? We have one confluence here on the 1 hour. It's rejecting off the value low. So we got 2 confluences there. We have somewhat of a confluence here on the volume profile. If this is to close above, that's going to be another one. On the clean chart, we don't have any confluences from the bottom end. And for the SR chart, we do have a confluence right here, rejection off the support. So we'll say about like 3 or 4 confluences here for a buy if anybody's looking to take that. Again, for myself personally, you guys can see prices stuck right here at the sessions. This is not really an area where I want to be trading at. So we'll keep looking. There's no need to force any trades here. As you guys know, it's Monday, so we got a whole week ahead of us, guys. If there's no entries that come up today, there's no need to force anything. Just be patient, wait for that for that good setup to appear. All right, we have a sell signal here that's now appeared. The only problem here is that we're really close to news now. Right, we're about 7 minutes to news. So in a situation like this, I don't know if this is something I would personally be looking to take. I'll mark it up if we get an MPSV2, but we're really close to news right here. I don't want to get caught up in this inflation news, Chicago PMI. So if we do get an MPSV2, I will mark it up for you guys. Let me look for confluences over here for a sell. We got a confluence on the 30-minute, rejection off the value high and point of control. We have a confluence over here, rejection off the point of control and value high off the 1 hour. We have a confluence over here on the clean chart, rejection off the whole number right here, 41,650. And we have a rejection over here on the support resistance chart, rejection off the resistance. So we have about 4 rejection points right here. So the sells could be solid. It's gonna be a tricky move though, because like I said, we have news coming up over here. So what we're looking for at this point is you're looking for price to come down a little bit, retrace and come down further. The only problem is that we have news here at 6:45 within about 6 minutes, about 6 minutes. So probably not the type of trade that you want to take. If you do want to take this as an MPSV2, you need to have that sell signal close below, basically below this purple line right here. And even if we get that, it's going to be at a red flag, but it's going to be closing while touching the sessions right here. So again, I'm just sitting tight right here. I'm not really looking for anything at the moment. We got price coming down. We don't have the retracement yet. So this is not the MPSV2 entry, guys. Just a heads up, this is not an MPSV2 entry yet, because we don't have the retracement yet. Got price pushing down right here. Let's take a look at the confluences again. 30-minute rejection, 1 hour rejection, volume profile rejection, clean chart rejection, support resistance rejection. So we have a lot of confluences here, guys. The sells do look good. However, there's no entry here yet. We need to have this close. And then once this closes, you're going to look for a retracement to the upside and then look for a continuation back down. The only problem again here, guys, is that we have the news coming up right here. So let me check the news for today. The news is forecasted to be negative. So it's going to be in the direction of price. So again, let's go back to the MPSV2. We have a sell signal here. That's going to be the first step. The next step is we're looking for that retracement, right? We're looking for a green candle. Once we have that green candle, you're going to look for the confirmation. So you're looking for this type of pattern, right? Drop, up, drop, or down, up, down. Pattern still hasn't set up yet. You're looking for a green candle here to come up before you can start to look for that setup there. We have another red flag here. So like I mentioned earlier, we had the sessions up here, and now we have the opening price down here. So any horizontal lines that go from left to right, anything that's here that's dotted, this green line that's dotted, this purple line that's dotted, this blue line that's dotted, these are all red flags, right? These are areas of manipulation. So if you guys do decide to take this MPSV2 that's going to be coming up pretty soon, take it at your own risk. 2 things to look out for are the red flag right here, the opening price, and then also the news that's coming up right here at 6:45. It's currently 6:42, so we have news coming up in about 3 minutes. It's medium impact news. Chicago PMI is going to basically show inflation news for the month of March. Just something to keep in mind. If you guys want to take it, it's really up to you. I would consider it a risky trade. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to hit. It's kind of similar to what happened here, right? This trade hit, even though it was a risky trade, but it's just really up to your risk appetite. For me, you guys know that I trade very conservatively, so I'm not looking to take anything that's risky. If I don't know for sure it's going to hit, then I definitely do not want to take it, because the last thing I want to do is hold on to a position when news is released and the trade go opposite of what you're looking for. So, all right, this MPSV2 setting up here, guys. If this candle closes red, This is going to be an MPSV2 for anybody who's looking to take it. I consider this risky because there's a red flag down here and we have news coming up in about a minute. But if you guys want to take this, I will mark it up for you guys here and you guys can take it at your own risk. So this is not going to be one that I'm taking, guys. We have 30 seconds left on this candle. As we get closer to the 10-second mark, I'll start to count down. And if you guys want to take it, it will be marked up for you guys. So we have another possibility over here of a red flag. If this candle is too big, that's going to be another thing to look at. All right, we got 10 seconds left on this candle. The candle is big, so that's another red flag there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is an NPSV2 entry. I'm not in this position because of the red flags, but I've marked it up for you guys right there. We have news coming up over here in about a minute, less than a minute actually. So what you might see here is price might go back and forth, or it might just go sideways for a bit until news is released. And when the news release comes out, it's probably going to push price one direction or the other. It's either going to push price up or it's going to push price down. And I don't want it to get gambled there, right? You're basically gambling at that point. And also Christian mentioned the candle's too big. Yep, 100% Christian. Agree with you there, 100%. All right, looks like Brock just made it in. Hey, Brock, haven't seen you in a while. You see you made it here today. Yeah, so Mike is asking about the 639 candle. So the 639 candle here is just a flat candle. It's a doji. So it's not going to be considered bullish, or I guess, yeah, like you said, neutral. It's just considered neutral because there's no confirmation there of whether it was green or whether it was red. All right, so we have the news price right here. I'm going to mark up news price. The trade's still running right now. It's probably going to push its way to TP right there, but it is currently running active right now. So we got a news price, and you can see here that price is kind of just bouncing back and forth. Looking over here at the Chicago PMI, it hasn't updated yet. Let's go over here to Forex Factory. All right, so Chicago PMI was actually positive. So it was forecasted to be negative, but it was actually positive. Big contract right here that just came in. All right, so big contract for sales came in at 41,450, 78 contracts. Full TP right here if you guys take the MPSV2. So there's two MPSV2s that came up today so far. They were both at red flags. We had one here that was at the sessions. It hit a full TP. And then another MPSV2 that hit right here as well, which was at news. So if you guys took any of them, congrats to you guys. Nice work. I didn't take either of them, so they're not going to count towards any of my trades. I'll be looking for the next opportunity here as price continues to move along. Yeah, no problem, Mike. I'm glad you mentioned neutral, so I'll just call that neutral now because I usually would just ignore those candles, but now that you mentioned neutral, that makes sense, right? It's not bullish or bearish. It's more on the neutral side. Yeah, Brock said that candle prior was super huge. Yeah, so there's a lot of red flags on this entry right here, Brock. That's the reason why we decided not to take it. We had the opening price, which is right there, the blue line. Also, this candle was too big. And then we had news right here at 645. So just a lot of red flags there pointing towards not taking the trade. Obviously, we have the riskier traders in the group who want to trade more aggressively. So I did mark it up for them, but I did not take that trade there myself. So we'll keep looking here, guys. At 647, like I said, I'm probably going to wait until around 7 o'clock for my entry, which is completely fine. There's no need to force anything yet. I'm kind of playing by ear. Just kind of waiting here to see what we can get. Looking at the overall trend here, everything is still bearish. The 4 hour is bearish, 1 minute is bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute is bearish. Everything here indicates that price is heading to the downside. So a retracement up will be perfectly fine. Possibly look for a buy signal and kind of push up a little bit and then maybe come back down. The good thing is that price finally broke out of this range here, right? Because price was ranging and consolidating within this area for quite some time. Going back and forth between this area. Price is now below there. And yeah, we'll kind of see what happens here next. Yeah, Brock said retrace to open perhaps. Yeah, I could possibly see that. Yeah, Brock said that'll be golden. Yeah. That was kind of what I was looking for right there, right? Possible buy entry, price push up a little bit, or not buy entry, but buy signal come up, push up to the open, and then come back down. Basically a head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders reversal back to the downside. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Morning. All right, so it looks like we're probably gonna get some consolidation down here. This is what it's starting to look like. So it looks like we might start to get a sideways move right here. Possibly push back up. Something like that. Which is fine. I'll give it about 10 minutes till 7 for us to really catch something over here. All right, perfect. So we got the buy signal here. It's kind of doing what Barack just mentioned, right back to open. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. Got price consolidating right here. We trace up, bounce off the open, come back down, drop further from there. Or it might just consolidate right here at the least price. We'll see. We will see here. All right, we got a V1 variation pattern setting up right here. It's a reversal pattern, as you guys know. This MPS V2 was it was an A++ setup, guys. Just looking at it from right here. So we had the sellers in control from 636. This is when the sellers push price down. We had an engulfing V1 right there. We had the sell signal come up, engulfing, and then the MPS V2 was an A++ setup. All right, so it did exactly what me and Brock mentioned. We had price kind of retrace up from here. It's bouncing off the opening price. I was hoping that buy signal would close so that we can get that retracement, and then we can look for the continuation back to the downside. But strong rejection right there off the opening price. Ideally, I'd like to see that buy signal right there close. Did not close right there. It's okay. So looking at this, I mean, price might come back up to this upper range. Possibly. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, price is swinging back up. So as you guys can see earlier, we're kind of just stuck in a range again. This morning price was ranging between this middle area right here. Right? So we had this big range right here where price basically kind of sat within this area. It came down and just established another range right here, and then it's pulling back into this upper range. Huge candles right here. There's a big contract that came in. So let's see at 651, 94 to about 100 contracts came in at 41,550. So we had a bunch of contracts come in at 41,550, which is right here. Obviously, it looks like it might be the buyers pushing price back up, or it might be stops getting filled for whoever chased the sell earlier. All right, we're currently back at the session. So with this said, I mean, I don't have any confidences from the bottom side, so I'm not really looking to take any buys here. We have 1 hour rejection right there. We have nothing off the volume profile. We have a rejection right here off the clean chart, off the 41,500 price point. And then we have a possible continuation from this support level here. So we have about 3 confluences for a buy. Doesn't exactly look super, super good, but you know, if it does push up any higher, this can be a possible MPS V2 for a buy. It's just we're not really in a good area right now, guys. Like I said earlier, we've been in these red flag areas pretty much all morning. We are at the sessions right here. We are at the opening price right here, and then we're back at the sessions right here. So we'll see here if another MPS V2 comes up. So looking at this here, it looks like price, it just basically faked out. You know, we've been stuck in this range for like pretty much all day today. It's been in this range. It faked out right here, then it came back up, faked out again, and then it came back up. So as you guys can see, the real meat of the market is down here in the middle. This whole area down here is where price wants to stay. This is like where it keeps getting pulled back to. It's like a magnet. So what you want to look out for here is possible push to the upside, fake out, and then come back down again. Because it likes to keep pulling back into this middle area. It's a pattern that keeps playing through today. So looking at this so far, we may get an MPSV2 to the upside. If anybody's looking to take it, I mean, there's just not too many confluences here for me. There is now. So we do have a confluence here on the 1 minute. We have a rejection off the point of control. So we got a 1 minute rejection. There's nothing here on the 30 minute, unfortunately, but there is a 1 hour rejection right there. So we have a 1 minute, 1 hour rejection, nothing on the volume profile, nothing on the clean chart, and price is pushing off support here on the support resistance. So we might have something here on the 1 minute if price comes back, retraces, bounces off this whole number, and then pushes up higher at the 41,600 price point. Yeah, it is a tricky market today. So market opened up right here at 6:30, and you guys can see that there's just a bunch of fake outs. Price went down, faked out, came up, faked out, came back down, faked out down here, and it just keeps getting pulled back into this middle area. So the ETR is currently at 40, so it's pretty decent as is right now. There's an MPSV2 that may be setting up here. So I'll be looking for the setup. Yeah, a lot of these are kind of shifting to the upside. Let me check CNBC to see if there's any breaking news here. Check this talk. So it says S&P falls to lowest in September. NASDAQ drops 2.5% as sell-off intensifies before tariff rollout. So as you guys know with CNBC, whenever they report something, the opposite happens, right? So I don't really follow CNBC. If they say price is dropping, I'm going to see for price to go up. They say here that price is dropping, and that's exactly what's happening, right? They're putting fear into the market, and as they put fear into the market, price climbs up very heavily. That news release was about 19 minutes ago. So if you measure about 19 minutes ago, it was like right here. So as soon as they reported that, price came down and then it came all the way back up. So if you guys are looking at news from CNBC, typically if I look at news from CNBC, I do the opposite. If they say to sell, I usually buy. If they say to buy, I usually sell. So price is pushing up, guys. I mean, this is a possible MPSV2 to the upside. The only issue here that I'm kind of looking at is that we have red flags up here again. So we have an Asia high right there at that purple line. There's a lot of movement and volatility, but all of the setups here, they're not really coming up where we want them to come up. Yeah, Brock said there's some nice liquidity above there. Yeah. CJ said, I hope we get a retracement before it hits the Asia high. That's what I was hoping for too, CJ. I was kind of hoping that price would retrace down here and we could have had this opportunity for a buy somewhere down the middle. Yeah, Barack said, and we are bullish again, backflip after backflip. So we have a possible setup here for an MPSV2. The only problem here again, guys, is that we have that red flag up there. It's gonna make things tough. Yeah, I won't be able to take this entry here if it comes up because it's gonna be right at the red flag. We got the Asia high directly right here. So I would need the retracement to be pretty hard. Yeah, Shiv said, I don't like that push, maybe overextended. I agree 100%. This push here is a little too far out if you measure it from this lower point. So you guys know the threshold for me usually is around like 150 points. So this is pushed up almost 300 points. So it's due for retracement. Again, I'm probably going to wait until 7 o'clock, guys. I don't want to force anything here. Yeah, Brock's zoomed past the 30-minute supply, now at the 1 hour supply. So looking at this here, guys, this is a possible MPSV2 setting up right here. I can't take this trade, it's too close to the sessions. So this is going to be considered a red flag for me. If you guys want to take this, this is an MPSV2. Again, it's going to be at the red flags around there. If the candle closes green, an MPSV2 entry. We have the buy signal here, price retraced on this red candle. If we get a green candle anywhere around this area, this is going to be an MPSV2. If it's up here, I can't take it. It's too close to the sessions right there. And I also don't like how the candles here are closing. So I'll mark it up for you guys here. If the candle closes green, this is going to be an entry. I'm not taking it. Again, it's because it's too close to the red flag up there. It's just, I don't like the price action here. So here's the MPSV2 for a buy. It's currently running right now. We'll follow it. Again, like I said, I'm basically waiting until 7 o'clock. And you can see here, this is not really a good entry because it's already pulled back into drawdown. Usually we have no drawdown when the MPSV2 comes up. So for me personally, I didn't see this as a good entry. I'm going to take this off. I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. I'll put it back up when, once it's played out. But like I said, this area right here is just not a really good area. A lot of people here pointed out the reasons why not. Shib said it was overextended. Barack over here also mentioned it was at supply. He was skipping it as well. For me personally, it was just a little too close to the sessions up here. And the overextension here is just a little too high. So the trade's still running. I mean, if you guys are in the position, it's still running. I just don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. So I'm not going to leave it on there. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock right now. Now that we've hit 7 o'clock, this is perfect because now we're having a new setup over here for market profile. So the trade's still running, guys. Again, if you guys are in this position, it's currently running in profit. Looking over here at the market profile. Looks good here on the 1 minute. Looks good here on the 30-minute. Perfect for the 1 hour. The price is still kind of climbing up and pushing right there. Volume profile is pretty far out. There's nothing there to look at. There's nothing here on the clean chart. The price is pushing up higher. So full TP again right there. So all of the entries here have been hitting. If you guys took any of the entries that I called out for today, we had this one over here, MPSV2, full TP. This one over here, full TP for a sell. And then again, right here, another full TP here for a buy. So if you guys took any of these entries, great work. Again, like I said, I'm just taking things a little more conservatively as usual. Because earlier this candle was a little higher and it would have to push into the sessions up here. So yeah, so Sam over here took it as well. So Sam said it's his break and retest, so he took it and he got a full TP on that right there. Nice work, Sam. All right, guys. So if you guys took any of the entries today, 3 back-to-back wins so far, no losses for the MPSV2's scalp entries. I'm going to be looking for another opportunity here. It is now 7 o'clock, so we have a new 30-minute candle here, which closed. We have rejections from the bottom end, so the buys here are looking pretty decent. Looking over here on the 1 hour, we have a rejection off the bottom end as well. So what I'll be looking for here is I'll look for price to kind of push up a little bit, maybe retrace, and then come back up higher. Basically a reverse head and shoulders type move, right? So I'll be looking for price to come up a little bit. I'll look for it to come down. Something like that. Now that we have this set up, I'm looking for my opportunity here now. Choppy market, a little messy, but the entries are still hitting. So if you're following the strategies as they're supposed to be applied, this buy signal MPS hit, this sell signal MPS hit, and this buy signal MPS hit as well. Looking at this so far, we currently have, so I'll say the buyers were in control from this point here. There could be a possible A++ setup setting up here still. So we have the engulfing candle right here. We have the buy signal set up for the MPSV2. If you get something which pushes up and it continues to climb up higher, this could be a possible A++ setup. So for those of you who are not familiar with A++, it's perfectly fine. The A++ kind of goes in hand with the NPS v2. It's just a continuation pattern that follows after or before the NPS v2. Sometimes it happens on the NPS v2 like it did right here on the middle trade. But it's just a pattern to continue riding the wave higher. However, I think this wave is a bit overextended. So it might be due for some retracement here. Or we might get a pushback down here. So, I mean, we might get a sell entry that may come up. Looking over here, the confluences are lining up for a sell as well. So if we get a sell signal somewhere around here, we might be able to get this set up back down to these sessions right here. So retracement back down. Gotta wait. So looking at this on the 1 minute, I'll be looking for a possible break and retest of the value high, or even a break and retest of the value high down here. All right, looking for one of those types of patterns right there, or right there. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, I'm looking for the rejection right here off the value high. Looking at the 1 hour, we already have a rejection off the value high, point of control. Nothing on the volume profile. For the 1 minute here, clean chart, I'm looking for a break and retest off the whole number right here, 41,700, which we have. So the confluences for a sell are looking good. We have a rejection right here off the 4 hour resistance. So we got some pretty good confluences here for a sell. Yeah, no, definitely. Sam said, be careful last Q1 day and war news around. Yeah, exactly. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, guys, that people are either not aware of, or I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on. You guys know what's going on. Trump is going on, right? We got the tariffs going off on Wednesday. Just a lot of uncertainty. You can kind of see this is why price keeps going back and forth, right? It pushes up, but it doesn't really hold for very long. Same with the downside. Price pushes down, doesn't hold for very long. So, like I said earlier, you know, this is the middle range that's been ranging since earlier this morning, basically since 2 o'clock this morning, London session. If it pulls back into this area, that's completely fine. That's kind of what we expected anyways, right? Break and retest of this area and then return back to the morning range. So now you can see prices stuck at this session. Again, this is another example of why we don't trade at the sessions, because these are manipulated areas, right? You can see how price came above it, faked out, came back below, faked out. I might sit here for a little bit before it decides to push to below, or whether it decides to continue pushing up higher. Doesn't really matter to us too much, right? It's just kind of it's kind of just like a waiting period for us. So we'll see. Barack said, still debating on that level. No buys are valid for him. Still looking for sells, and he's with me with the analysis right there. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Kind of just waiting for some sort of confluence here. I mean, it doesn't really matter which direction it goes. We have a confluence on both ends now. So looking over here on the 1 hour, we have a confluence for a buy. 30-minute, we have a confluence for a buy. If price flips down, we'll have a confluence for a sell. So there's not really anything here that's specifically pointing me towards any direction. I'm okay with trading either way. But there's just no setup here right now, so. Gotta wait a little bit. Well, it's market's getting a little boring right now. It is 35 ATR right now. So looking at the ATR, we have good ATR. It means the volume and volatility is pretty good. Market's moving. It's just right now it's kind of flat. It's kind of flat right here at the sessions. Let's see, Sam's sell is at the 41,820. So Sam is looking for price to push up a little bit higher to here. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens here in a few. So let's see if we got any levels up there. I got no levels of liquidity up there right now. Maybe on the higher time frames. Nothing on the 5, 10, 30. 1 hour, 4 hour. Yeah, I don't really have anything there right now. We'll come back, take a look at that a little later. But it looks like price here is just consolidating. There's not really much going on here. It's just a heavy consolidation around the sessions right there. There's a possible engulfing. So there's an engulfing candle that's setting up right here, but it's right at the session. So I mean, this would be a possible A++ setup, but again, it is at the red flag. Yeah, Shiv said he thinks 41,800 is a good area for reversal. Let's see Shiv's markup here. 41,800, yeah. Yeah, it looks good. There's a value high right there. I agree. Nice. So 41,800, I can see that. Looks like we might just get some consolidation here anyways. So no A++ setup right there. Price is kind of just sitting, looking over here at the 1 minute market profile, nothing there. Yeah, the 800 looks like a nice rejection point. There's a value high, value low right there. Chart's frozen. Yeah, I don't know why my trading view is frozen right now for some reason. Yeah, there we go. Just a little hiccup. Refresh this. For some reason, my trading view just froze up for a second there. Sorry, there's nothing we missed out on. This. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but let me just refresh it. Everything here got frozen for some reason. So there. I think it's because my laptop is logged in. I was using my laptop yesterday. I think I'm logged into it, so it probably disconnected my access on here. Okay, that's fine. All right, I got everything here refreshed. There's still nothing here to take at the moment. I mean, for the most part, we're kind of just looking for a sell signal here to come up. All right, so looking at the overall trend here, everything looks kind of mixed now. So the lower time frames are bullish. You can see price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. So this is indicating that the shorter time frames are pushing up. However, the higher time frames are still bearish, right? The 4 hour, 30 minute, 1 hour, they're all below the pivots. Trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag here with regard to the overall direction of trend. My guess is that price is going to pull back down. Right, that's kind of where I'm seeing price go. So I'm looking for price to pull back down. We do have the sell signal right here. Price is starting to drop down a little bit. No confirmations here for a sell yet, though. The confluences are not looking good for a sell at the moment. We need price to push down a bit further. So we need price to push down a bit further in order for us to really have that setup. If this here ends up closing green and it comes right back down, it's going to be again at a red flag. The session's right here. And it seems like all day today we're just stuck in these sessions. It's kind of annoying, but it's all good. I mean, I gotta follow my trading plan. So Like over here, we had a red flag. Over here, we had a red flag. Over here, we had sort of a red flag because this candle was bigger. And then this one over here again as well. Another possible red flag. So I think if this here closes as a setup for an MPSV2, it's not going to be one that I can take because, again, it's at a red flag, which is considered a risky trade for me. We have a sell signal here. We have a retracement candle. If we get a big red candle, it's got to be a decently sized red candle that closes below this this blue line right here. This is, again, another MPSV2 for a sell. It's not one that I'm personally going to take. If anybody's looking to take it, again, take it at your own risk. I will mark it up for you guys here. There's about 20 seconds left on it. I don't think there's enough confluences here for me to want to take that trade. There's nothing on the 1 minute. There's slightly one on here on the 30. On the 1 hour, it's like barely rejecting. So I'll mark this up for you guys. We have about 10 seconds left on this candle. It's an MPSV2 setup. It's at a red flag, which is the sessions right here, Asia high. So it's not going to be the setup that I'm looking for. So I'll mark that up for you guys right there. If you guys are taking it, currently active and running, let's take a look at the confluences. So looking over here at the 1 minute time frame, there's no confluences for a sell. Looking at the 30 minute, there's not really a confluence here. I mean, if price pushes down a little lower, we may have that rejection off the value high. Looking over here at the 1 hour, if price pushes down lower, again, we may have a rejection off the value high and point of control, but it's got to push down lower. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's no rejections off the top end. Looking over here at the clean chart, there's no rejections, or there's one rejection right here off the top end, but it's a little farther back. It was at this whole number, 41,750. Looking over here at the support resistance, it was projecting off the 4 hour resistance price point. So with that said, we do have, the setups right there. It's just not the setup that I'm looking for. So I'm going to take this off right here because it's at a red flag, of course. Not to say that it's not going to hit because all these other ones have pretty much hit. There just wasn't any confluences there for me to want to take because there just wasn't any good setups here with regard to the confluences on the market profile. So looking at this right here on the 1 minute, I mean, this might be the rejection that was needed for price to come down further. The 1 minute is now rejecting off the market profile. The setup's still running right there. I mean, it's still active, but again, it's at a red flag right there. Not in the position. I'll take this off for a second. We'll come back and take a look at that in a few. But yeah, the confluences here, they're just not very clean, right? Like this over here, when the entry first came up, there was no rejection. Same with this one over here. There's no clean rejection off this upper area. Same with the 1 hour. Same with pretty much everything here. We just didn't have any confluences that really pointed me towards taking that sell. So that's why I skipped it. The main reason why I skipped it was because of the sessions right here, the red flag. So the trade's still running, guys. If anybody's holding on to it, I mean, it's still running. Looks like Sam is holding on to it right now. So Sam's got a seatbelt on right now. He's in for a ride. We'll see if this here pushes down a little bit. It's currently at 33 ATR, so it should come down a bit. Let's measure these candles. So this is the average candle size right here. That's normal. So these are all normal candles right here. They're not abnormal. They're where they should be, about 33 points. Nothing crazy. We'll see what happens here as price continues to climb down lower. We have an engulfing right there. MPSV2 setup right here. Might be able to look for an A++ setup. If an A++ setup comes up, that might be a good one to possibly hop into later if you want to get into later. Big contract right here. So let's see, 69 contracts for a buy came in at 41,684. Looks like it might just be stops getting filled. Yeah, 41.84. So there's a bunch of buy contracts that came in right here. I think it was just stops getting filled though. For people who are chasing the other way. Let's see, Brock said if the candle closes bearish, he's joining for the MPSV2. Okay, solid. So Brock is in here for a late entry for the MPSV2. He got in his price push down from this point right here. So this trade's been running for a while, guys. This is not the type of setup that I'm looking for. I usually want this to hit within the first couple minutes, like the first 1 or 2 minutes. Like for example, this morning over here, this one hit in 2 minutes, this one hit in 2 minutes, and this one also hit in 2 minutes, right? I don't like holding on to these positions for too long. This one's still running right now. It's in profit, so obviously I hope that it comes through. But like I said earlier, it's just not the type of setup that I'm really looking for because for one, red flag, and then for two, the setups here are just, they're pushing down. This is why I'm okay with an A++. So if I get an A++ that comes up, I would be more inclined to take it because the 30-minute rejection right here is going to be right off the value high. Same with the 1 hour. Same with the 1 minute. There's a lot of confluences here pushing price down. So like the sells here do look good. I'm just looking for that A++ setup. Yeah, Brox, it's super slow after entry, LOL. Yeah. Those are usually the ones that I hate, right? I hate when the volatility is kind of flattens out, but it looks like it's about to hit TP right there. Full TP right there, guys. So if you guys took that, nice work, Sam. Nice work on catching that trade there. Thanks for trusting my analysis, even though, all the risks were involved there. My analysis still called for a sell here and it played out. Played out like it was supposed to. Yeah, Valentine said it also seems like we bounced off the last week low. Yeah, I agree. So great setup right there, guys. If you guys took it, it was tricky entry for sure, but it played out. So again, depending on how risky you guys are, how aggressive you guys want to trade, I'm going to call out these entries for you guys, even though if I'm not taking them. For me, like I said, I'm taking this pretty easy. I'm taking it pretty conservatively because it's Monday. All these trades are coming up at my red flag, so I'm sticking to my game plan. If I get an A++ set up, maybe I'll look for something, but I'm not really forcing anything here, of course. I think that's the hardest part about trading, right? It's really about being able to control yourself when your setups aren't coming up. We have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index coming up at 7:30. It's about 10 minutes from now. It's forecasted to be negative. Yeah, no problem, Sam. Yeah, Sam said, thanks, Sean, for spotting. Yeah, I try to push the favor as much as I could in your favor, Sam. So I was looking at all the confluences here, trying to make sure that the sells were good and they were valid. And then they started to play through, right? This 30-minute time frame here, I was kind of looking for this here to really push down lower because the problem is when your entry came up, it was like up here, right? I was like, if this pushes any lower, it'll be good for that sell that you guys were in. And it played out perfect. So even though I didn't take the position, guys, I'm glad that the positions here did hit for everyone else. If you guys are winning, that's a win for me. Even though I'm not taking the trade, if you guys are winning here, you guys are doing well, you guys are hitting my trades and the analysis is playing through, that's all that really matters. Because the thing here is that even though I'm not taking the position, the proof of concept is here that the strategy is working, right? Every momentum signal that came up, it's worked, right? Buy signal right here, hit, sell signal, hit, buy signal, hit, sell signal, hit, everything hit. And for the most part, that's kind of all that really matters here. It's giving us confidence that the strategy is hitting, even though we're at red flags. Nice. CJ said he entered later, set a pending order at 7:16 count, rejected off the pivot in the sessions. Nice work, CJ. Yeah, shifts a great work, but personally, like the in and out. My average trade time is 1 minute and 23 seconds. Yeah, same here, Shiv. I think holding on to a trade because this ran for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. That starts to kind of stress me out a little bit when I'm in there for a little too long. Barack said, I'm good for the day. As always, I'm grateful to God for this community. May God always bless you, Sean, and all of us here. Yeah, definitely, Barack. So if you're done for the day, we'll probably see you here tomorrow. Just a heads up, guys. So I might not be live tomorrow. I'm most likely not going to be live tomorrow. My wife decided to go like on a last minute trip to Cabo, so we're going to go on a vacation real quick for the week. That this is kind of the benefit of being a trader, right? I can kind of just pick up and grab my laptop and trade while on vacation, like we talked about last week. I get to the airport like at like around 6 or 7. So if anything, I might be live with you guys, but it's gonna be like kind of like spotty because I'll be using airport Wi-Fi. My departure is at like 7:30, so I'll probably be live with you guys for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour if I can. But if not, just just a heads up that I might not be live. I'll be active with you guys on the Discord, but I'll try my hardest to get on the live session with you guys to live stream. It's just gonna be a little difficult. I'm not sure how quick the internet is there at the airport. I'll be at the T1 airport, so it's gonna be a little different. Yeah, I'll be there till Friday, but I'll be trading with you guys pretty much every day along the way. So tomorrow's the only day that's kind of iffy because of the airport signal, but Wednesday I'll be trading with you guys in the morning, of course. I'll be trading from my hotel room, and then Thursday I'll be trading with you guys, and then Friday I'll be back. So I'll be here. It's just tomorrow might be a little tricky getting that internet connection. All right, so looking at the price volatility here, it's starting to slow down. You can see the candles are getting really small and the ATR is getting down to 27. So we'll keep looking for opportunities here, but like I said earlier, this here is kind of like flattening out a little bit. So what we need to see here, or what we're looking for, is we're basically looking for a possible buy signal for price to kind of push up a little bit. The thing here is that we do have news here coming up at 7:30. So what might happen here, what usually happens is price starts to go sideways for a bit before news. And then once news happens, it'll push up or it'll push down, right? Based off the news. The news is forecasted to be negative today. So the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index was negative 8.3 last month. It's forecasted to be negative 12. So we'll kind of see what happens here in a few. I'm still looking for my entry, so I'm still kind of waiting here for something here to come up, but at this very moment, just not really. There's just nothing here to take. Price looks like it's just going to keep flatlining right here at the moment. We got the buy signal here, which has come up. So here's the problem with our entries that are coming up around this area. They keep coming up around the sessions, right? Which is red flag. So this entry right here, even though the entry hit, this was like an entry that I for sure was not planning on taking because of the red flag. And then same with this one over here. We have a possible pushback up here, but it's going to be again at the red flag. Let's see. Sam said 41,820 liquidity sweep just happened. 41,820. Oh, you're on a forex broker, huh, Sam? So your pricing is different. So your 41,820 probably got touched already, but we're on futures, so it hasn't actually reached that area. That's a tricky thing with using a forex broker or an indices broker is that they kind of make up their own price, right? So I think yours probably hit that area, but ours, like this is the actual price. Like this is the real price of futures. It hasn't actually reached that price point yet. So I think yours might be off maybe by like 200 points. So your sweep might have been like maybe closer to like 720 or even 620. That's usually what happens with those brokers because their data is a little delayed. It's just how it is. I mean, they set up their own broker data and they have like their spread is a little off and their price is a little off. But yeah, Sam said price may go up if ICT people want it. I know that's kind of where they were aiming for, right? Where I can see them aiming for it. We got news in about 3 minutes, guys. So ideally, I want price to kind of just stay flat here for a little bit. Maybe even push up to retest the sessions. Because ideally, I'd be looking for a possible sell here for price to come back down further. Looking at that, looking at the 30-minute time frame, we're going to have a new candle here. So with the new candle, we'll be able to look for new rejections off these areas. So this candle has about 2 minutes left on it. I think here price is just going to stay flat. Yeah, no, you're good, Sam. I know the pricing is a little weird for forex and indices. This is why I kind of like that we're on futures now, because it gives us like a centralized price. Like the pricing is going to be exact versus using like different brokers, and pricing is like completely different on each broker. Let's see, shifts it for the indicator, and does that differ? I mean, UK might be a silly question. As a red flags or base. So Shiv, here are my settings for the sessions. The difference is because you guys don't use daylight savings, so I had to change the settings over a little bit. Just make sure that your London time is set to this 2 and 11. This is an MPSV2 for a buy, guys, that's setting up right now. It's going to be at a red flag, though. It's going to be at the session. So if you guys are looking to take this trade here, this is an MPSV2 for a buy. It's going to have to cut into the sessions, though. So again, I'm not in this position right here. It's also right before news, so not exactly the best time to be looking to take entry. I'll take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position. But yeah, Shiv, because you guys don't follow daylight savings time in London, this is what I set it to. It should be like an hour difference, but this is kind of what I changed it. It's just 2 and 11. And this is it's set up to signify the daylight savings that we have here in the US. That's why mine might look a little different from yours. And the Asia session will be 19 to 4, and the New York will be 8 to 16. All right, we got news coming up in about 10 seconds. Medium impact, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. All right, we got news right here. So the trade's still running right now. This is the MPSV2 for a buy. It's currently running in profit. Looks like price is reacting to the news. The news is actually negative, so it was a lot worse. It was forecasted to be negative 12. It was forecast, and it came up as negative 16.3. Full TP right there. Man, every trade's been hitting today. If you guys took any of the trades today, I mean, solid work. I mean, you guys are killing it if you guys are taking all the trades today. Unfortunately for me, I'm just, I'm on the conservative side, so I haven't taken anything here yet, actually. But everything here has literally been hitting. Buyers are back in control from right here. There we go. Yeah, so pretty much every momentum signal that has came up, it has hit. So MPSV2 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back-to-back wins so far for today. For anyone who decided to take any of these entries. Yeah, Sam said he got full TP. That's why I use my account so I can trade news. Yeah, smart move there. So this MPSV2 actually set up as this was the A++ MPSV2. We had an engulfing V1 variation, and this candle right here was the MPSV2 for a buy, and that was an A++ setup. The ATR is still at 31, so there's still opportunities here to look for entries. Looking over here on the 30-minute time frame, we don't really have rejections off the top end right now. We have a rejection off the 1 hour right here down below. Here on the volume profile, we do have a rejection off the bottom end as well. The 1 minute time frame, we have nothing here right now. It's off. It's projecting off the top end actually. And the support resistance price is currently at the resistance right here. So the 4 hour resistance. Yeah, Christian said so many entries, but doesn't align with my requirements, but that's okay. Yeah, same here, Christian. I'm sticking to the game plan. The game plan is to not trade red flags, and all these trades are coming up around red flags. So it's all good. It's just Monday today as well, so we have a whole week ahead of us, guys. There's no need to really force or rush anything. I mean, if I see something good, I'm gonna take it, of course, but I just do not see anything here yet so far. Everything here has been pretty much at a red flag or really close to it. Yeah, exactly. Christian is focusing on one good trade. That's exactly what I'm looking for too. I'm actually not like surprisingly, I'm not really upset that I'm missing all these trades. Typically, I'm usually kind of like once it gets to like the third or the fourth trade, I'm kind of upset or I'm kind of like a little triggered, But I feel pretty relaxed right now for some reason. Um, I think it's mainly because we're following the trading plan. Like I don't feel that I'm missing out on any trades. Usually at this point, I'm starting to feel some FOMO, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys start to feel some FOMO around now as well if you guys have been kind of waiting. But I feel pretty normal and relaxed. The good thing is that the trades are hitting. So this shows that the strategy works even though you're at red flags. So if you want to trade aggressively or you want to trade risky, you can take all of these trades here if you like. The thing with me is that I'm not really looking to take those types of trades. I'm looking to trade, one or two good trades per day. So we got some volatility here as price continues to climb up higher. What I'm going to be looking for here now is I'm going to look for price to either swing back down at this point. So looking over here at the market profile, we're currently at the value high. So I'll look for this to possibly swing back down. There's no other opportunities here for a buy because we currently already have the NPSV2 plus the A++. So this leg here is pretty much done with. Yeah, Vapid said, I will not FOMO, LOL. Yeah, that's the key thing, right? It's really not FOMOing into a position. I almost FOMOed into this one with Barack. When Barack said he was getting into this position right here, I almost jumped in with him. But, I just stuck to my game plan. Stuck to my game plan. I'm glad it hit for them and everyone else, but not forcing any entries for me. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, is that it's NFP week. So as you guys know, it's the first week of April. So we've got NFP week going on right now, and we have NFP this Friday. So you guys know NFP is it's the most manipulated trading week of the month, every month. First week of every month, NFP, where most of the manipulation happens. Gotcha. Sam said a 41,658 on YM was the liquidity sweep he was talking about. Yeah, that made sense. So it was like down here. It actually lined up pretty nice. That sweep that you mentioned came right back down, sweeped it. So you lined it up with this area right here, right? Yeah, that's where that sweep pulled up from. All right, we got some retracement right here. All right, so the sells, so I actually want price to push up a little bit higher because if we get some sells here, this could be a possible nice setup for a sell, but I obviously want price to push up a little higher. If we get too close to this area here, it's going to be too close to the sessions, right? Again, I don't want to trade at the sessions right here. So like, there's a possible MPS that may set up, but I'm looking for this to push up higher. A little bit higher so that when it comes back down, we have a setup right here. Nice. Yeah, Sam said full TP on the 41,820 that he said earlier for a sell. Nice work. Nice work, Sam. You're on fire today. Looks like a lot of your trades are hitting. My trades are hitting. Everything is aligning today, so that's good. All right, we got a rejection right here off the value high. So the sells might start to look pretty good right now. 30-minute possible rejection right there off the value high too. 1 hour rejection off the value high if price comes back down. Nothing off the market profile. What I'm looking for here is price to maybe push up a little higher to like this 41,850 and then come down. Price is currently at the 4 hours resistance right now. All right, so like I said earlier, I wish price would push up a little higher because I don't want price to be too close to here and then I end up getting caught at the sessions again. But you guys can see how these sessions, they play a big part in acting as a magnet, right? Price, it tends to pull back to this area. Price will push above it, push back to it, push back above it, push back to it, push back above it right here. And now it's pulling right back to it right here. So this purple line right here tends to act as a magnet. Yeah. Sam said yours the best cherries on the top. It's perfect. I mean, if the analysis lines up together, then you know it's the odds of it hitting are very likely. So couldn't agree with you more. So we got this setup right here. We have a pending sell signal. It's an invalid sell signal, but it's still a sell signal nonetheless. But again, like I said earlier, I prefer for price to kind of push up a little higher and then come down, because I don't have enough space here for me to take this entry before it gets down to the sessions. Or even push it to the point of control. I think that'd be even better, right? If price pushes up to the point of control here and then comes down. Or we could even get price to push up, come down, and come right back up. Doesn't really matter too much here. We're getting close to it. Rejection right there. Possible rejection right there. All right, so this is kind of just going sideways here at the moment. It's gonna have to wait for a little bit. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock, so I'm hoping we get something here. If we don't get anything, I'm not going to force any entries here. I'm okay with having no trades if that becomes the case. Ideally, I'd like at least one trade today, but I'm not going to force anything, of course. It's kind of play by ear over here. If you guys want to sit in on the mentoring sessions today, guys, I have a couple one-on-one mentoring sessions. I'm not going to post the link, but it'll be a live stream on the YouTube. So if you guys want to hop in on that, or it might be posted in the Zoom just for like other people in the group. But we got a one-on-one session with Art. We're gonna be covering a lot of stuff. I think Art's gonna cover mainly the micro scalp, and then also we're gonna be covering a lot of beginner stuff with Jarrell. I'm not sure if Jarrell's here right now, but he's one of the new mentees that's starting for this month. And then we have another person later at 7 o'clock as well. So 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 7 o'clock today, we have a bunch of one-on-one mentoring sessions. If anybody wants to sit in on it, it's gonna be very similar to what we had last Friday with Mike, but with the other people here in the group who scheduled for this week. All right, we got nothing here right now. Price is still kind of going back and forth. We got a busy day today, actually. A lot of mentoring sessions. So I mentioned that I was only going to mentor like one person for the month, but you know, of course, a lot of people were interested. So looks I'm going to be mentoring quite a few people this month for for the one-on-one mentorships. All right, guys, we don't have anything here yet. Again, these candles are starting to kind of die out a little bit. We have a possible setup over here. No, there's no setup. So I was looking for that sell signal to come up, but we still don't have anything here right now. We got price that's still climbing up. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking for that sell signal to appear. So I'm looking for this to come down. CJ said, hey, Sean, should the settings for the London session be 3 a.m. since time sprung forward? So that's that's a good question. I'm not sure, because the thing with London is that they don't follow daylight savings time. So I've had this set up from like last year. I forgot, like I did the math somehow, somewhere. Yeah, because the thing is, it would be 3 if like it was normal time for us, but we're currently in daylight savings right now, so I think it's supposed to be at 2 because we went back an hour, right? For us, or are we 4? I don't even know. Spring forward. So this might be um Yeah, I mean, so the thing with the 3 o'clock is that it might be at 4 actually. Oh, do you guys follow daylight savings in UK? Shift? I thought you guys did it. So I think that's why. Okay, so yeah, this might be set to 3. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, so maybe this should be set to 3 and this should be set to 12. Does that change things? It only changes the London one, right? Okay. So I'll leave it at this for now, guys. If you guys want to change your session settings to 3 and 12, you guys can. But we'll just kind of play around with it. I mean, it always becomes an issue, the time zone differences. But I will yeah, okay, so I'll leave it at 3 for now. Thanks, sir and Shiv. And we got a couple of our UK traders in here. Um, I'll leave it as is right there. Price isn't too close to it anyway, so it's not going to make a huge deal for today. But we'll kind of play around with it. If it looks like it's kind of off, like over the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, then I'll make the shift again. All right, so looking at this, currently we have a sell signal, guys. With the sell signal, we have a possible MPSV2 setting up for a sell. Possible if we get a rejection off the value high right here. Rejection off the point of control. Slight rejection off the point of control there, maybe. Nothing off the volume profile. Rejection off the whole number right here, the 850 price point. And price is currently in the sessions right now. So in order for us to have this MPSV2, there's a big buyer that came in at 41,820. There's a big buyer that just came in right here at 41,820. So if you guys are looking to take an MPSV2 for a sell, you would need a red candle to close below this red sell signal right here. Vice versa, if price ends up pushing up, then you're looking the opposite direction. All right, so it looks like there may be a possible MPSV2 setting up right here. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell right now because there's a pending buy signal here. Chef Nico is asking, are your courses no longer available? The link isn't working. Which link are you using, Nico? The ones in the description below should be working. Which link are you using? So I can kind of double check it. But all the links over here should be. Let me see, I'm gonna double click it right now. Yeah, it looks like they're all working. I'm not sure which one you're clicking on. I just clicked on all of these down here. Unless you have a different link that you've been following. But everything, if you just go down to the YouTube description, there's the link right there for the course and all that stuff. I just clicked on it right now. It's working here. Let's see. Let's go to a private window. Yeah, it's working. It went right to it right there. So it should be working. Maybe use a different browser. Maybe that might help. All right, guys. So we have a buy signal that came up right here. No longer looking for the sells, possibly looking for a possible buy here. The only problem is that we have the session that's a little closer now. If I put this back to 2, it's up here. I'm gonna leave it at 2 for right now because I've been following the 2 o'clock one, guys. I'll change it back to 3 a little later. I have to kind of play around with the times to see what it's supposed to be at. But we've been using the 2 o'clock one for like the past for the past, like basically the past year. So I'm gonna leave it as is right now, just to kind of like see if this entry will set up for a buy. And then we'll kind of, we'll make a decision from there. So we have a possible setup here for a buy. Looking over here, we have it looks like this might shift back down actually. The confluence is here for a buy. There's only one real confluence here for a buy, which is going to be the 1 hour time frame. I think ideally I probably still want to look for a sell here. But we have a rejection here on the 1 hour. Rejection here on the clean chart. The whole number at the big buy contracts just came in right now. Let's see, 41,820, 41,850. Yeah, some buy contracts came in right here. So I'll be looking for this to possibly take this NPSV2 for a buy. We need the green candle to close above this black line though. So it's got to close above this black line. It's got to for sure close above it. It can't be like flat. It's got to like definitely close above it. If not, then we might look for a switch back to the downside. Let's see. Nico said it's not working. Yeah, try using a different browser. That's weird that you're getting an error because I just checked it right now and it worked perfectly fine. I think another person used it as well. So probably, or you can go on the website too if you want to. So you could go from the direct website. I think one thing that might fix your thing is clear your computer cookies, Nico. So clear your computer cookies, clear your history. You might have like a broken cookie on your history page. That might be causing the error to appear. All right, so we don't have a setup here yet. I don't like how these candles here are kind of like, closing. In order for me to take this entry here, like it needs to close above. It needs to close above and it needs to stay above here. So basically I'll be looking for it to close like somewhere up here. Like not like on the line or anywhere near the line, but like somewhere up here for sure. In order for me to follow that. Thanks, Joe. I'm gonna save your message right there and I'm gonna take a look at that a little later when I'm fixing the time zones. All right, so we still don't have a setup here, guys. This is a possible MPSV2 setting up for a buy, but again, like I would need this to like really, really close above. If it doesn't close above, then we might have it here for a sell instead. You guys can see we're starting to get some increased volatility here. All right, so looks like this might be shifting to a sell instead, which is completely fine. I'd be more inclined to take a sell than the buy anyways, because we have a rejection right here off the point of control. We got the rejection off the point of control right here. Rejection off the point of control right here. Main chart, not so much yet. Rejection off the 4 hour resistance. And we'll see what happens here now. So we got price kind of just sitting around this area. We're looking for price to retrace up a little bit and then come back down further. So this might be the NPSV2 that I've been pretty much waiting to set up here. It looks like it might set up properly without any red flags. So I'm just gonna wait here for this here to set up and then see what's next. Yeah, what's up, Craig? Craig said, hey, bro, won't manage to trade today, but I'll be online for the one-on-one later. Yeah, definitely, Craig. Good to see you were able to pop on for a little bit. I know your kids are on holiday, so keeping you busy over there. All right, so I'm looking for this here to retrace back and then come back down further. Again, I don't want this to be too far down because I'm gonna have to get stuck at the sessions down here. So we got this candle here closing. All right, this candle closed green right there. So if we get another swing back down, we get a red candle. This could be the MPS V2. So if this candle closes red, it's got to for sure close red though. So it can be right here where it's kind of bouncing back and forth. I need this to for sure close red. If it doesn't close red, then no entry there. So we got this closing in about 30 seconds. Again, this candle has to for sure be red. It can't be like really close. It's got to be like for sure. If it's not for sure, I'm going to skip it. This candle has about 15 seconds left on it. It's got 10 seconds left on it. 5, 4, no red candle there, so I'm not taking this one, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this one again. It just wasn't for sure. Like I said earlier, this thing had to for sure be red. It was bouncing back and forth at the last second, and I'm super glad that I didn't take the trade there because look what happened. Huge fake out. I might just wrap it up today, guys. I don't think there's gonna be any entries here for me to take. This did exactly what I was kind of expecting. So, like I said earlier, guys, the price action here wasn't good. In order for me to take this entry, I needed this to for sure be red. At the last 5 or 10 seconds, this thing was flickering back and forth. It was flicking up to green, flicking down to red, and it wasn't for sure closing in a direction that I was like comfortable with it closing. So I needed to close as something like this, like an actual solid red candle, something that was for sure closing, not like one of these over here where they're like kind of iffy. This one right here was like a doji, small body candle, small body candle. That's pretty much how this one over here closed. And I'm glad I didn't take it because you can see over here that price pretty much faked out and swung all the way back up. This would have been a loss if I would have taken that trade. So, all right, let's see. We might have one more possible setup here. If this doesn't end up setting up, then I'm probably gonna wrap it up because it's 7:55 right now. 7:55. And should be good. All right, we have a buy signal that is currently pending. I don't know here right now. All right, we got the buy signal that came up right here. Stuff back up. All right, so we got the buy signal right here. Let me see if there's any confluences. Not quite on the 1 minute. Not really much over here on the 30 minute. 1 hour, there's like one confluence right there, rejection off the bottom end. Nothing on the volume profile. One rejection right here off the whole number, 41,800. And not really much here. Price is kind of just sitting within the 4 hour resistance price point. So we have a possible setup here for an MPSB2 that's attempting to close out, but the it's just ranging right now for the most part. But it looks like price here might be trying to push back up. So we'll see. Yeah, the higher time frames are trying to shift up to like the 30 minute is, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour a little bit. The only downside here is the volatility is a little lower. So volatility is currently at 28 ATR. So it has definitely slowed down a little bit. So we don't have any setup here yet. I'm looking for the retracement. Oh, it disconnected me. A rejection off the point of control on the 1 hour, rejection right here. Market profile, 1 minute. All right, so we got a couple of nice rejections off the bottom end. So 1 minute market profile, 30 minute, 1 hour volume profile over here. What happened with this one? Fresh it. Nothing here on the market volume profile. Rejection right here off the whole number, 41,850. It's kind of logged in on my laptop, so kicked me off again. And price pushing outside of the 4 hour resistance right there. So what we're looking for right here, guys, is we're looking for a red candle to come up to confirm the retracement, and then we'll look for the continuation back up over here for possible MPSB2 for a buy. So we need a red candle here to close. Ideally, you want this candle to possibly close red. We have about 18 seconds left on it. We will see what's next. There's no red candle there yet. Keeps kicking me off. It's like weird. It's kicking me off because I'm on here right now. So I'm looking for this red candle here to close. Once it closes, and we'll go from there. No red candle. Looks like we might be getting the red candle here pretty soon. Nice. So Sam over here actually caught a break and retest off this liquidity zone right here. Looks like. All right, we got the red candle over here starting to come up. See if it actually closes. Has about 15 seconds left on it. So after this red candle closes, I'll be looking for a possible green candle and then try to take this up for an NPSV2. All right, so I'm looking over here for a green candle to come up. Once the green candle comes up, this will be a possible setup for an NPSV2. ETR is currently at 25 right now, so I might have to adjust my TP a little lower because of the lower volatility. But we'll kind of just play by ear and see how this ends up going. But again, this candle for sure has to close green. It can't be like one of those iffy candles where it's kind of going back and forth. It's got to for sure close green. This candle has 30 seconds left on it. It's got 20 seconds left. It's got 10 seconds left. Candle is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In the position up there. The candle didn't close super strong, but
order filled.
A little bit. So TP's got to be at 26. Small adjustment there. Stop loss going to be at 66. So the volatility here is really, really low, unfortunately. I'm going to try to hang on to this here. Let's take a look at the confluences real quick. So looking over here on the 1 minute, let me go back real quick. For the most part, the confluences look good. It's just the volatility is kind of low right now. Yeah, see if I can put a line right here. So right here on the 1 minute market profile, we did have a rejection right here off the point of control. And then looking over here at the 30 minute, we also had a rejection off the point of control. Looking over here on the 1 hour, also rejection right there off the point of control. So there's a lot of things here pointing towards the buy side. The only thing here that I can kind of think of it's really just the low volatility. I just realized it's after 8 o'clock too. So the volatility tends to die down around this point. Looking at this right here, price is kind of rejecting off the sessions as well. So we do have confluences for buy here. It's the only problem is the volatility is just really low. So price is pushing up right there in profit. We do have an area of liquidity right here. Price is trying to reach that point. Target's going to be up there. So I'm kind of just waiting for this here to push up a little bit. But like I said, the volatility is just really, really low. So if anything, I might have to go for a smaller, whoops, I want to adjust that. Let me see where the 25 target is at because the ATR is really low right now. So I might have to get out a little lower. I'll follow it right here. But like I said, the volatility is kind of like not at its best. Yeah, I'm probably gonna adjust mine to like 25 points just so I can get out at see 21. Yeah, I'll try to get out right there at the 25 point mark, maybe even less. All right, I'm out right there, guys. Full TP.
Target filled.
Target filled. We are out. Great profit right there, guys. All right, perfect. Happy with that. There we go. Start. So the deal with my wife was if I had a good trading day today, we're going to Cabo. So we had a good trading day today. So I guess we're going to Cabo tomorrow. That's why I was on here for a while because I was like, fuck, I got to get this trade hit because I already fucking booked everything. I booked the flight and I booked the hotel and I booked everything. I was like, this has to be a good trading day or else we're not going to Cabo. So yeah, I'm going on vacation for like a couple days, guys. So this is the beauty of trading, right? I can hang out with you guys for an hour and I can make, and I'll show you my profits, pretty good profits on this trade. I can make basically a living just doing this. I feel like we don't even like, this isn't even work, right? I feel like we just kind of hang out. We hang out for about an hour. There was like 6 trades that came up today too. I only took one of them. But yeah, that was kind of my deal with my wife. It was like, I was like, if we have a good day tomorrow. So here's the thing. I hit my goal. So that's why we were setting up this trip. Because look, let me update my trades now. So let me go over here and I'm gonna update all of my trades. Like I'm at like I'm killing it for this month, guys. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna import my trades from, I'm at 200K now, guys. I fucking hit my goal. I doubled my goal for this here. So this thing was pretty smooth. So let me go and take a screenshot of all this. I'm gonna take a screenshot of all the trades here. But yeah, so I was talking with my wife for the weekend. She's like, you've been doing really good trading, so like you should reward yourself. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. And she's like, nah, we should go on vacation. And I was like, okay, well, if I do good tomorrow, because my goal is to hit 100,000 this month, right? I'm way past that goal. I'm at 200,000 already. So I doubled my goal for this month. And she's like, you kind of deserve it. Why not? Let's go on vacation. And that's kind of like how this came about. I know I said I was done going on vacation. I've been going on trips every single weekend for the past, 3 months. And I was tired of traveling, but I think this is a good thing that we have something good to celebrate. So here is what do we have today? How many trades? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 back to back. And these are all MPSB2s. These aren't even A++ entries. So we had 6 back-to-back MPSB2 entries today, guys. Really good. 6 back-to-back entries. Here are my profits. I'm going to post them. I'm uploading them right now to my calendar so that you guys can see the totals, and that was a good trade. Pretty solid trade there. I was kind of worried because of like Samir also mentioned here, my entry was slightly late because of latency. I know it sucks, it happens sometimes, but it did work pretty perfect. Yeah, Samir said thank you for the strat. See it hit and reverse top down entry candle. The strat is solid. Yeah. Thanks for confirming that. The latency did suck on that, so unfortunately I kind of got caught up on that. But here are my profits for today. So here are my profits across all of my accounts. I'm going to be requesting payout today. This is another reason why I'm like, okay, let's go on vacation because I'm going to get a fat payout because I've been killing it for the month of March. So yeah, those are mine there. I'm going to go now, log into my other accounts. So I'm just updating my account, my journal here. So you guys can see I update my trades. I don't change anything. I just upload all my trades here and then I'll show you the totals. But these are my profits for that specific trade. Locked in about 1,000 or 2,000 per account. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. We got Arik over here licking his fingers at his profits. Arik killed it today. Locked in 986 on his first account, 885 and 842 on his third account right there. Great work, Arik. Yeah, me and Arik are going to have a one-on-one mentoring session later today. If you guys want to sit in on it, it's going to be at 2 o'clock. We have Nick here. Nick locked in 1,950 for the day. Nice work, Nick. We got Jonathan here. He locked in 282. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. This is like, it's your time to shine right now, showing these profits. And again, those are my profits. I don't want to add them up, so I'm just going to let my journal do the math for me. I got a couple more accounts here, my Perdia. This is only one account, so it shouldn't take too long. Samir said, April, I'm dropping all my other strats. I want to focus on NPS V2. If it works, no point in changing. Yeah, the NPS 2 is perfect. Like, I've been doing it for like 3 months now. I'll show you guys my stats for the year. I mean, it's been a crazy year, guys. Like, honestly, we were struggling towards the end of the year. You guys know that. We were struggling with the breakout. That was a tough time for me because I was like trying to figure out what was what was I gonna do next. And luckily, everything here kind of worked out perfect. So here are my profits for the day. Well, oh, God, look at my profits for the day and for the month. Okay, let me change this to 29th. So here, let's just do year to date. So year to date, basically all of the profits for the year so far. So for the day, guys, I locked in 41,580. You can see right here. So for the month so far, I'm currently, or for the week so far, I'm currently at 41,580 because I just took one trade. These are my profits for the month. So I was aiming to hit 100,000 for the month in March. I'm actually at 238,555. So the month of March is done. It's done and dusted, guys. Killed it for March right here. Made a ton of profit. It was a good month, guys. Like this trade right here that lost, this shouldn't have even lost. If you guys remember, this is the rollover day. We screwed up. Well, I screwed up on this one. I should have stayed on the March contract, but I rolled over. Unfortunately, took a loss. And we technically only had one loss for this month. So a huge, huge winning streak for this month. Those are the profits right there. I'm going to save this. I'll put Shiv's profits in the and here. So I'm going to show you guys all of my. This is something that a lot of people won't show you. I'm showing you guys all my stats for the whole year. So for the year so far, this is year to date. I'll let this load up. It's kind of taking forever. Let me refresh it. Okay, so for the year so far, I'm up 392,925 gross, 333,869 net. And you guys can see the upwards trajectory here, right? I went from January 1st right here, came up a little bit, lost a little bit, came right back up, back and forth, back and forth. And then we had a huge stride right here between March, like basically from like February up until March. So we've been killing it, guys. Like literally, I've been just doing the NPS V2 strategy. Looking at my calendar over here. So we go from January, I made 73,000. February made 81,000, and then March I just went crazy. We had like no losses, so we had up to 238,000 for the month of March. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just we just keep improving. I mean, we're just focusing on the NPS V2, and you can see every day I'm only taking one trade, right? One trade every single day, and it adds up to this. So like whoever says you can't make a lot of profit trading scalping, I mean, I just proved you wrong right there. There's a ton of profit that you can make just from taking one strategy, one entry per day, just use proper risk. So the win ratio, this is including the breakouts from the first week of January. If we were to just focus on the only NPS V2 up until today. So NPS V2 from January 20th up until March 31st, I'm at 82.40 win percent ratio. So the win ratio is pretty high. These are all my profits for basically only the scalps. Only one scalp strategy, one entry per day. So, I just want to show you guys, like, this isn't to show off to you guys. This is really just to show you guys that it's possible. Like, if you guys just focus on one strategy and look for like that one quality trade, like for example, today 6 entries came up, right? Yeah, sure, I could have made a killing, but I focused on that one good entry that came up that I knew was going to play well, and it did exactly what I was looking for. And then I took that and made my 41,000 for the day, and I'm good. I'm happy. If you guys can do that, and if you guys want to be mentored by me, like again, I'm mentoring people one-on-one right now. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but if you guys want to be mentored by me and you guys want to be able to make these kinds of profits every single day, like consistently, then, send me a message or sign up to the mentorship. Because there's only a few spots left, guys. We already have a little too many people who signed up, and I don't think I can take on any more people. There's like, I think 6 people. I was planning on taking one person for the month, and we have like 6 people already. So it's kind of getting too full. There's only one of me, and there's so many people who want to be mentored by me. Samir's asking, do you have Tradeify? Yes, I do. So I do have Tradeify on my accounts over here. I have Tradeify, Apex, Perdia, and one account from Take Profit Trader. I'm just trying to figure out if they're good or not. I know they're good, but I want to figure out for myself. But yeah, so basically these 20 accounts up here are Apex. This is my Perdia account. This is my Tradeify, Trade to Funded, and then my Take Profit Trader. So Tradeify, Perdia, all straight to funded, and then funded here for Apex. And then for my Take Profit Trader, I'm still in the eval phase. I just opened this like a couple weeks ago. So still working on that, but yeah, those are my profits so far. Let me take a screenshot of everything here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I think we have some profits over here as well from Shiv. Yeah, Shiv said, Faction, my life is going to change. Appreciate you, definitely. So Shiv over here, he locked in. Let's see, Kyle over here. So yeah, Kyle, Adam's in the group too now. Adam's here on the Zoom. So this is what Kyle locked in for the day, Adam. Kyle locked in 625, 675, 675, and these are his funded accounts. So this is like the money he's making. He's already like passed and he's making money on this. So yeah, I think this is Adam's first day here, Kyle. So we're gonna get the whole Club Studio crew trading with us on here. Nice work, Kyle. And then here is the profits from Shiv. So we got Shiv over here. Shiv locked in 900 per account. So let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So well over about 20,000 for the day. Nice work, Shiv. Great profit so far for the week. And, we got a whole week ahead of us. Yeah, no, I've been paid with Tradeify too, Samir. They're pretty good. I mean, there's a payout cap until you get to like your sixth payout, but they're good. I got them paid out by Tradeify. I've gotten paid out by all of these except for Take Profit Trader because I'm still on their eval right now. Let me see. Right now on Take Profit Trader, I'm at 153,190. So it's going to take a little while for me to get that passed because I'm taking it like at normal pace. But hopefully I'll be able to get done with that by by the end of next month or middle of next month. But all right, guys. Other than that, I think that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Oh, sorry, I was going to do this. I was going to screenshot my thing real quick. One last thing before I get off. But again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Trader Sync. I'm just gonna screenshot my totals. Man, this is such a crazy month, guys. I wasn't expecting to do this well for this month. I was kind of like I was just hoping I'd do decent for March, and we actually killed it. We did really, really good. So that's great. Like I was like, oh, I hope I at least get 100, and I just shot this through the park. So I'm excited to start April, honestly, because the thing is the months change, like the months are always changing. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go for the next month, of course. All right, let me go to my Discord. I'm gonna put this in the official profits. All right, we're good. All right, guys, so here are, and I'll post this in the chat as well for you guys here. Let's see, forward to chat. Okay, so 6 entries came up today. I only took one of them. And here are my profits for the day. All right, so here we are for the month, guys. So for the month of March, I locked in 41,580 for the day and for the week so far. Today's Monday, first day, first trade. And then for the month of March, I locked in 238,555 in total. All these trades were taken live. So if you guys ever want to go back and just rewatch these trades, just pull up the YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades, go to live, And all of these trades that I took here on my calendar, they're all taken live. So if you ever want to go back and just see what did I take to make this profit or what did I take to make this loss, you guys can pull up these dates and then just pull up the live session. All my trades are taken live, nothing is replayed. Yeah. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be back here at about 2 p.m. I have a mentoring session with Arik, and then I have a mentoring session with Jarrell at 4. And then I got another mentoring session at 7 with Tarek, I believe. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Yeah, CJ said our CEO knew that you were going to have a good trading month. That's why he hasn't been in office for the past few days. I know Cody's knocked out right now on the couch. I just saw him. He came in here for a little bit and then he left. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, I'm gonna go hit the gym, come back, set up for this mentoring session, and then we'll get started from there. So, all right, guys, if you guys aren't at the mentoring session later, I will see you guys here possibly tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday for Market Open.